Thank you for joining me this afternoon. The time is currently 12:10 p.m. Central, and you have a live look at a severe thunderstorm moving through southeastern Texas right now. If we take a look at the Dickinson, Texas cyclone port, we can see this storm is just racing off towards the east here, towards Bevel Oaks, Beaumont, and Port Arthur. This storm is capable of producing 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts and hail up to quarter size. If you're included in this severe thunderstorm warning, make sure that you do get indoors immediately. This storm has had a history of producing up to ping-pong ball-sized hail back towards the Liberty area, but is now down to quarter-sized hail. We also have several other strong storms out here in southeast Texas at the moment. One of them being this one producing torrential rainfall near Hemp Hill, alright? We're talking about the threats of wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour, penny-sized hail, and torrential rainfall with that storm, and as that heads off to the south here, that's going to head for the Browndale area, bringing these same threats, okay? So we do have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for millions of Americans right now, mainly across parts of Texas at the moment. We'll take a look at the Killeen, Texas cyclone port and see they just got drenched by a big-time storm as well there. And they are actually under a flash flood warning there in Killeen. That flash flood warning includes Killeen, the south side of Waco, Hewitt, all the way up towards Teague there, okay? So this is radar and automated gauge indicated flash flood warning, all right? So stay alive, don't drive, turn around, don't drown. Unfortunately, the flash flooding in southeast Texas has been getting worse and worse by the day, and with a severe storm system like this moving through, it's not going to get any better. This system of severe thunderstorms is likely going to be kind of an afternoon time thing, but later this evening, we are actually going to be talking about another system that's going to bring the threat for severe weather to parts of central Texas, areas like Abilene, San Angelo, Brady, Brownwood, Coleman, Winters, Sweetwater. You've all got a slight risk of severe weather today as well, and then even going all the way back up into the upper Midwest. Yes, we are talking about areas of Wisconsin and the upper peninsula of Michigan having the very real chance for severe weather today. And the tornado threat today is mainly going to be isolated down to parts of Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. But an isolated tornado may be possible all the way through Oklahoma, Kansas, and Colorado up here. We actually have a strong storm in Colorado right now that is producing some very large hail here. This will probably get severe thunderstorm warning if it continues to intensify like it has been. If we take a look at the vertically integrated liquid, we can see, this thing's just producing some massive hail here, right? This is almost capping out the charts, you guys. So, very large hail there. Again, that will likely get severe thunderstorm warning. And then we also have another storm up in northeastern Colorado that's very strong, producing some small hail and gusty winds. So, you gotta look out there in Colorado today. But again, the main tornado threat is going to be here in the brown shade. This is where you have a 5% chance to see a tornado within 25 miles of any given point, alright? So, Houston, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, College Station, Beaumont, you guys are included in that, okay? So, make sure to be weather aware today. If we take a look at the damaging wind threat for today, we can see that the main threat for damaging winds is going to be in that same corridor, but actually, there are storms up in the upper Midwest. That slight risk is driven by a damaging wind threat. So, areas of the upper peninsula of Michigan, Wisconsin, you're going to have that 15% chance to see wind gusts of 60 miles per hour or higher within 25 miles of any given point there. So areas like Iron Mountain, Escanaba, Green Bay, you got to be looking out Escanaba. I don't know how to pronounce that because we're normally not talking about Michigan for severe weather, especially at this time of year, alright? But we are today, surprisingly. Hail threat. Again, the main area is going to be down here in Texas, and actually we did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning. That's going to be for Jefferson, Hardin, and Orange counties. That is actually an extension here for this storm. Okay, so it's actually not this warning out here. This storm is moving slower than originally expected, so they had to reissue this severe thunderstorm warning because the one that was already here is about to expire in 1 minute, so they reissued it for the same area. So once again, 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds, so look out for that. But as I was about to say, the greatest chance for large hail today is actually going to be isolated down into central Texas with that 15% hatched risk of hail, alright? So if you're in that yellow area there, this is pretty serious. You have a 15% chance to see hail of 1 inch or larger in your town, and at least a 10% chance to see hail of 2 inches or larger in your town town, which is large destructive hail. So again, areas like Abilene, Sweetwater, Ballinger, San Angelo, Brownwood, Brady, you guys are included in that. They're in central Texas, and again, we do have another slight risk for hail down here in the Dixie Alley area, and then another one up here into the upper Midwest once again. So that's what we're dealing with right now. Again, we have a severe thunderstorm watch currently in effect for portions of eastern Texas here, areas like Killeen, Waco, College Station, Houston, Beaumont. Actually, Beaumont is not included in that, but you know what? If I had to guess, they're actually going to extend this severe thunderstorm watch any minute, because these storms are still firing off, producing large hail and damaging winds, and they're kind of moving out of the watch box that we already have. So I do imagine that a new severe thunderstorm watch will be issued soon for parts of far eastern Texas and southeastern Texas, parts of Louisiana, and maybe all the way out to southwest Mississippi. If we go and take a look at the mesoscale discussions, let's see if we have anything that mentions that. We do not. That's kind of surprising. But large hail threat will continue. Damaging or developing convection near Houston could mature and would pose a greater tornado risk. That's our most recent mesoscale discussion, in effect until 12:45 p.m. Central. It's actually this storm that they're mostly talking about for the greatest tornado threat. It hasn't really developed that yet. It's mainly just damaging winds and large hail at the moment, but still an isolated tornado could develop later on from this cell. The current severe thunderstorm watch that we have in effect isn't like a super high-end one, but the chance of tornadoes in it is low. The chance of strong tornadoes in it is very low. The chance of damaging winds in it is moderate. The chance of destructive winds in it is low. The chance of large hail in it is moderate, and the chance of very large hail in it is also moderate. So again, mainly a hail threat and a wind threat, but an isolated tornado or two cannot be ruled out. But again, I think the greater tornado threat will actually lie back here with our next storm system that's going to be moving through San Angelo, Abilene, Brownwood. You guys, I do believe, are included in that 5% tornado risk. No, you're not. You're just in the 2%. But if I honestly was drawing this, I would kind of extend the 5% out to here and maybe even cut off some of the 5% in this region. I think the main tornado risk is actually going to lie a bit further out to the west than the SPC is painting with that next storm system that we're going to have sweep through this evening. We really haven't had any sort of rotation. I don't even think we've had any severe storms with the tornado possible tag on them yet today, let alone tornado warnings. So I really think the next storm system is going to bring the greater tornado threat out of the two. If you have any questions about your location, feel free to leave those down below in chat, and I'll try to answer those accurately and honestly. Once again, if you're just now tuning in, we have a live look at a severe thunderstorm sweeping through southeastern Texas at the moment, producing damaging winds and large hail near Beaumont. And in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, we got multiple shots of that storm there, and the storm surrounding it. So look out for that. If you're in western Louisiana, it's going to get torrential here. Right now it's kind of just raining there, but it's going to get torrential soon. By the way, we did just get a new flash flood warning. This is for Denton County, Texas, and Wise County, Texas. This is radar and automated gauge indicated flash flooding here. This is on the north side of the DFW Metroplex. So Dallas and Fort Worth, again, you're not including that, but we do have areas like Denton included in that. I know Denton's a relatively big city out here in North Texas. So once again, that is a flash flood warning. Stay alive, don't drive, turn around, don't drown. Let's go and take a look at our storms out there in Colorado right now. Looks like our other one lost the special weather statement that it had associated with it. But again, I don't think this one's going to lose that anytime soon. I think it'll probably get reissued once this one expires, because this is continuing to produce larger and larger hail by the second. As this kind of crosses into the open country and mountains here in eastern and southeastern Colorado. We do have a bit of a winter weather threat that will lie on the backside of this system here for parts of Colorado. We do have winter weather advisories in effect, which I will say for mid-May that is a bit rare. But we do have winter weather advisories in effect, we're talking about wet snow in this area, right? We're talking about a lot of snow has already fallen here, but additional accumulations of 3 inches could be possible in an isolated spot or two around this area here, kind of off to the west of Colorado Springs, southwest of Denver. Again, that's where the main snow threat's going to lie, in the Salida area. So yes, we are talking about snow and severe weather in the same day in mid-May. Did not intend for that to rhyme, but it did, so happy accident. We did actually have a severe thunderstorm warned storm out here in Delmarva earlier. Some of these storms are kind of popping off a little bit more than expected. There's quite a bit of convection out here. We do have a general thunderstorm risk in this area, but again, there are a couple of severe storms out there today in the Delmarva Peninsula. Overall, it's just going to be a really dreary, rainy day, even if you don't get those severe storms. I mean, pretty much the entirety of the peninsula is either overcast or extremely, stormy. We may even have some small hail falling with some of the cells, specifically the one northeast of Denton now, around Oil City, Townsend's Crossroads. We may even have some itty-bitty, pea-sized hail falling. So look out for that. Let's actually take a look at the vertically integrated liquid and see. It's one of my favorite ways to measure hail and tell if there's hail there. Yeah, so those areas where you're seeing that light blue, those are supercells. Well, not supercells, but storm cells capable of producing some smaller hail, alright? So that one, again, we got a couple of specks up there near Denton. Again, it's not going to be anything crazy. Alright, we're talking about very tiny, itty-bitty pea, maybe an isolated marble-sized hailstone. But that's where the storms are that are going to be capable of producing that right now, where you see those little splotches of light blue. Even a little bit of, again, maybe marble-sized hail in that one there off to the west of Salisbury. It's got a little bit of a deeper signature, a little bit of a lighter blue color there. If we take a look at the reflectivity, it kind of does match up with that. There could definitely be some pea to, once again, even marble-sized hail associated with that storm there. So, again, look out for that one. That's going to be one of our ones capable of producing some small hail out in that area. I will say, we do have an incredible light show going on out here, most likely right now, in southeast Texas. All of these lightning strikes that you see on your screen are within the past half hour. And this is now a new flash flood warning. They are just popping off right now. We have another new flash flood warning. This is now for the north side of Waco, so the entire city of Waco is now under severe flash flood warning. I said severe because I see Texas Chili Ball edits in chat there. You're under severe thunderstorm watch right now. Yeah, Houston is included in that severe thunderstorm watch at the moment. I do think that the main severe threat's going to be over for Houston at this point, though. But they did get some intense storms there for a while. But yeah, as I was saying, the entire city of Waco, Texas is now under a flash flood warning, and as well as Mexia now. Again, these are some populated areas out here getting hit by this dangerous, life-threatening flash flooding even. So, again, stay alive, don't drive, turn around, don't drown. Got a pretty large hail core under storm south of Nome, Texas. The one that is currently severe thunderstorm warned, or only one that is severe thunderstorm warned. And if you're in that warning, make sure that you are moving indoors immediately. And, wow, our storm in Colorado, I mean, that is such a large hail signature. Again, I forgot how large that was just a few scans ago there in the vertically integrated liquid. Again, we've got some potential large hail falling with this cell here. I will say it is kind of in the middle of nowhere. You're going to have heavy rain at 2 p.m. Yeah, I mean, if that's like weather.com saying that, I mean, that's just their prediction for whenever another one of these little cells could hit you. So it's not going to be anything crazy. It's just going to be, like something like this. It's going to be there for, half an hour to an hour, and then it's going to be over. It's not going to be like an all-day thing. But I really don't know if Houston's going to get anything else for the most part. Especially severe-wise. Let's go and talk about timing while we are in a more tame period of weather at the moment. Let's take a look at the NAM 3KM model. So this is what they were predicting for right now, all right? They were predicting some strong to severe thunderstorms impacting Texas, some storms in Oklahoma, Kansas, and they got that right for the most part, all right? Now, they are predicting, as these sweep into Louisiana, again, they will pose a large hail and even a little bit of a tornado risk in there around 4 p.m. Again, these storms are going to start to sweep into Louisiana. We'll probably see some sort of severe thunderstorm watch get issued for those. We've also got some stronger to severe storms even up here in southwest Kansas popping off. Mainly going to be a damaging wind and large hail threat with those, though. Tornado threat very low. 5 to 6 p.m., these storms aren't quite as impressive to me anymore. And then it's actually whenever we go later into the evening, all right? We got some, I guess this is kind of the overnight hours, but we do have some cells here that, could pose a isolated damaging wind and large hail risk in North Texas around the Wichita Falls area around 6 to 7 a.m. But yeah. And then tomorrow, we will be back here again live tomorrow, guys. The live streak does not stop. All right, we're going to be here again tomorrow. We have another slight risk of severe weather. This one's even more concerning to me, in my opinion. Hopefully no flooding here later. Yeah, I don't know. There's a definite possibility of flooding in the Houston area. We'll have to watch out for that. That'll be the main threat rather than anything severe, I'd say, at this point. But tomorrow's slight risk, almost in the exact same spot. I will say the tornado threat's going to be concentrated a little bit further to the north here. Areas like southern Arkansas, northern Louisiana, northeast Texas, and then just an itty-bitty sliver of western Mississippi there. You're under that 5% tornado risk. New severe thunderstorm warning has now been issued. That is for one of our storms in Maryland here. I kind of mentioned how some of these were getting to severe limits, and there we go. That's a severe thunderstorm warning for Falston. This is off to the west of Bel Air. This is a very small, isolated cell out here. This is just for a large hail threat. I don't know if I've ever seen this tag. Some hail damage to agriculture is expected. That's the only impact from this severe thunderstorm warning. I've heard it talk about, like, sensitive vegetation, but I don't know if I've ever seen them use the word agriculture in a severe weather alert. Unless it's, like, for the cold. But definitely not for a severe thunderstorm warning. But anyway, again, a damaging wind and large hail risk will be associated with tomorrow's round of storms as well, especially large hail here. I think we're definitely going to see some hailstones have that potential to reach golf ball, lime, maybe an isolated stone gets in between lime and tennis ball sized hail. And then, you know what, guys? We're going to be here once again on Tuesday as the storm system sweeps off to the east here. All right, we're going to be talking about areas like far eastern Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, slivers of North Carolina and Tennessee, South Carolina, Florida Panhandle. That area is where we're going to be watching on Tuesday, where, again, we will be live because the active severe weather pattern is just not stopping anytime soon, you guys. We've been live almost every day since April 25th, and now we're on May 12th, and we've been live multiple times a day for most times. It's been active. By the way, our storm here in the China area has been upgraded to ping pong ball-sized hail north of Winnie, south of China. So if you're including the severe thunderstorm warning, make sure that, again, you're moving indoors and away from windows immediately. Very large hail core on that. If you take a look at the vertically integrated liquid, we can actually see, hello, Mr. Storm, we can actually see, wow, a massive hail core there. Part of that is because we're so far away from the radar site, so it has to look higher up into the atmosphere, but that is a very large blob of maxed out vertically integrated liquid signature there. Let's kind of check out our severe warning storm in northeast Maryland. You see, its hail core is somewhat impressive. The reason it's not as impressive is because, again, we're so far away from the radar site, it's kind of messed up. We have to look all the way from the North Virginia radar site to look at northeast Maryland. It can just barely reach out that far, but over the Madonna area, maybe some small to medium-sized hail out there right now. Let's Gonna check out some of these storms here in East Texas. We do have a new special weather statement 1 storm here south of Jasper in the Kirbyville area. That's for 40-mile-per-hour winds and nickel-sized hail. Again, some medium-sized hail with that. Nothing crazy, though. This one, actually, looks pretty impressive for kind of a large hail threat. Never mind. We were just looking at a... Well, actually, this radar site would be closer. Yeah, we've got some... I mean, it's still relatively far away, but we definitely got some large hail potential there. That's off to the southeast of Livingston. But, yeah. I kind of realized we never talked about our storm system up in the upper Midwest. So let's kind of talk about the timing for that and what areas am I the most concerned about, all right? So we're talking about 5 to 6 p.m. This line of storms kind of develops. Again, this is Central Time. You're under a tornado watch. Did that just now get issued? That has not even popped up on Radar Omega yet. Let's see. Is there a tornado watch? I'm not seeing anything. Not even on the SPC website. They didn't have a mesoscale for it or anything. There it is. This was 5 seconds ago. Wow. A new tornado watch has been issued. I did kind of talk about how this would be issued. And I thought it would be a severe thunderstorm watch, but it's actually a tornado watch. This is for southeast Texas, southwest Louisiana. A couple tornadoes possible, scattered hail up to 2-inch size possible, and isolated gusts up to 70 miles per hour possible. We got over 6.5 million Americans included in that tornado watch. That does include Houston, Onalaska, Dayton, Conroe, Silsbee, Port Arthur, Jasper. Kind of move on to the Louisiana side of the border there. Leesville, DeRidder, Oakdale, Lake Charles. You guys are all included in that brand new tornado watch. So, once again, the system's kind of moving off towards Texas and Louisiana. But anyway, back to our upper Midwest system. Again, 5 to 6 p.m. we'll probably be live here for this. That's when the main threat's going to arise, right? I think it's going to be damaging winds for the most part, maybe an isolated tornado threat, but I think overall that's very, very low chance. It kind of breaks apart around 7 p.m. It's not going to be like a huge time frame thing. I think around 8 to 9 p.m. we have the threat for maybe an isolated severe storm or two, but in the overnight hours after that, it's just going to be clouds and sprinkles, really. But I will say tomorrow another system's going to kind of sweep through here in the upper Midwest that's going to bring the threat for some isolated, strong thunderstorms, I would say, to parts of Iowa, Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, Indiana. So we'll have to watch out for that. Again, we're not expecting any severe weather with that per se, but the isolated threat for some gusty winds or even some small hail or heavy rainfall could exist with those storm systems. So look out for that. But yeah, we do have a new tornado watch now. So honestly, that was a good call out by Texas Chili Ball Edits there. We do have tomorrow's SPC outlook updated now, I do believe. No, we do not. Well, it was supposed to come out at 12:30. Currently, it's 3 minutes late. Already rude then. We'll just have to wait on that. There are a lot of decisions to be made about tomorrow's event. You know, are they going to upgrade it to an enhanced risk? Are they going to keep it at a slight risk? There's a lot of decisions to be made. I think they'll probably keep it at a slight risk. By the way, there's your new tornado watch. So, again, the threat is increasing, and it's now going to be concentrated instead of over portions of central and eastern Texas. It's going to be southeast Texas and southwest Louisiana that we're watching here. And then again, later into the evening time hours, then it'll be moving off towards southeastern Louisiana and southwestern Mississippi. But I think at that point, the storms will be on the weaker side of things. But yeah, throughout the afternoon hours now, we're talking about, once again, a tornado watch in effect for the next 6.5 hours, actually. Until 7 p.m., we'd have a tornado watch for parts of Texas and Louisiana here. So again, look out for that. Stay aware, be prepared, have a tornado action plan in place for sure, obviously. Our storm here in Colorado continues to produce hail, probably on the smaller side of things. Now, if we take a look at the vertically integrated liquid, we can see a much less intense signature there. That's kind of where we're just talking about heavy rainfall and small hail, really. But you can see, for a while it got intense, and then it just kind of quickly died out here. But, again, we're talking about areas that, are kind of out here in the middle of nowhere. Again, there's really no good indicators here. It's going to cross over the Olney Springs Road, but there's really no good landmarks out here that I can mention to talk about where this is at. So off to the north of Olney Springs. Olney Springs is technically included in this special weather statement, but for the most part, this is going to stay the north of you. They did reissue the special weather statement. Now they're talking about 40-mile-per-hour winds, half-inch hail. The storm will have the potential to produce copious amounts of small hail. So quite a bit of small hail there. Once again, scattered across parts of that warning box there. But again, I think for the most part, the threat's going to stay off to the north of Olney Springs. But I don't know. I mean, it's just going to depend. It kind of looks like this little hail core here is kind of taking back over. Again, maybe some small to medium-sized hail associated with that one. Some pea to marble-sized hail even. But on reflectivity, this one looks still more intense. Interesting. So we'll just have to watch for those small hail threats there. Again, I don't want to ignore our folks out here in Maryland. You'll have a plan? That's good. Yeah, I don't want to ignore our folks out here in Maryland with this severe thunderstorm warning, but it's just not really that intense of a storm, honestly. I really don't even know if this deserved a severe thunderstorm warning. Again, very minimal hail core there. I couldn't think of the word hail core. The vertically integrated liquid signature, that's a tongue twister. Vertically integrated liquid signature is definitely on the lower side of things. Not only now, but just like it's kind of been the whole time. We were never talking about the threat for really large to very large hail with this, but some small hail just kind of moved through the Taylor, Highview Estates area. The only problem is that everywhere out here is residential. You can see even in, areas where there aren't towns, there are tons of homes out here. And actually, everywhere is kind of a town. Northeast Maryland is very densely populated. Maryland's one of the smallest states in terms of land mass, but its population isn't, super low. It's not one of the least populated states, that's for sure, because of how densely populated it is. Our storm off to the north here towards Kirbyville, Texas, once again is starting to produce some larger-sized hail now. And we're getting close to maxing out the scale here on this one for the vertically integrated liquid. That's whenever you've really got large hail. At this point, it's kind of medium-sized hail to maybe some isolated large hail. The large hail is going to be where you have those grayer colors, the darker greens, So, got to look out for that, the very dark purples. And that is it's very large hail, and then also a very large area that's going to be seeing that very large hail. We're talking about everywhere from Hampshire to Galloway having the potential for very large hail. By the way, new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. That is for that cell that, again, I'm not trying to brag, but I did mention the hail core was intensifying. And actually, if we look from the correct radar site, we can see it is maxing out the scale in several spots. So there is now a severe thunderstorm warning for that. This is for Kirbyville all the way up towards Newton. The storm's kind of taking a northeast turn, it looks like. According to the National Weather Service. Let's kind of watch it, how it's tracking here. My Radar Omega froze up. That's not good. We'll have to reload that quickly. But yeah, that is a severe thunderstorm warning now. Yeah, the storm is kind of moving northeast. Kind of has been the whole time, though. The special weather statement polygon is just kind of a weird shape. But yeah, now we're talking about areas like Maryville, Newton, Kirbyville. You're under that severe thunderstorm warning, as well as Bon Weir. So again, if you're under that warning, make sure that you are moving indoors immediately. Again, that is for 1 inch in diameter hail. Damage to vehicles is expected. Wow. This is from a radar site super far away, so the hail core's somewhat exaggerated, but look at that, guys. Look at that hail spike. Look at that hail core. That is super impressive. But again, that's not the correct radar size. That's why it looks like that. But looking that high up in the atmosphere, we are getting several signatures over 75 dBz. We got one to 76. Let's look at tilt for reflectivity. Actually, that just messes it up. Again, this is just super high in the atmosphere. This is not actually what the hail core looks like, but man, tilt 3 is kind of the perfect spot. 77 dBz. Look at how huge that hail spike is. Again, this is higher up in the atmosphere. A lot of the hail is melting before it reaches the ground, but you know what? They did actually just upgrade that. That really looks like big hail. Yeah, this is big hail. This is now lime-sized hail, and even looking at the correct radar site, which is still a little ways away, but even if it wasn't, we can see a hail spike from here. That is a huge hail spike as well. So again, if you're in this warning, you need to be moving indoors and away from windows immediately. Bring your cars and pets inside. You know anybody in this warning box, make sure to let them know that this is coming, because again, this is a huge hailstorm, you guys. The biggest one we've seen all day so far. Again, 2-inch in diameter hail, that being lime-sized hail, and oh, wait, we were looking at the wrong tilt, sorry. Still, 2-inch in diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds are associated with this storm. Again, this is a more accurate view of what it looks like. Again, right over Interstate 10 right now. If you're on Interstate 10, make sure that you're getting off that road there in between Cheek and Maury. Again, make sure to get off. Or if you are on Highway 124, which kind of parallels Interstate 10 there. Unfortunately, you guys, I do have to go here. We will be live again later. Once again, we're going to be talking about Central Texas's event, and then also the Upper Midwest's event, because I think that's going to be an interesting one. So make sure to tune in for those. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.